Hey Tony, it's Thursday, and first I have to answer your question of the week. I've played all of the church route, I don't remember the name. I've played almost all of the Blue Lion route, and that's all I've played fully, but I've seen Justice play the Golden Deer route, and I saw Justice play the Edelgard route as well. I think of all of them, my favorite is probably Blue Lion. I think I've had a good time with that. My problem in that one though, is I ended up recruiting every single character, and it's made it somewhat hard to get through because there are so many support conversations. So what I want to talk about this week is something that I'm very excited for, obviously. So as you know, the game I've been hyped up for years now is coming out November 19th, and that is Cyberpunk 2077. I don't know if you were actually able to get if that was backwards or not, but I'm not worried about it. I'm very excited for Cyberpunk. So it was first announced 7 years ago. I think I've been really looking a lot into it since about 2016 or so. So I haven't been looking at it since the very start like I was with Bannerlord, but I'm still years in the waiting, and I am so excited for it. So for my birthday this past a couple days ago, um, Jay Taylor and everyone else who I live with ended up getting together and bought me some books. They bought me the World of Cyberpunk book. They bought me a Witcher RPG book, which is pretty cool, and a bunch of like a headset and a mouse. So I'm really excited to use those. But the reason why I'm so excited for Cyberpunk is because the setting's awesome. For one, I mean, I've had several videos when I've talked about Cyberpunk as a genre on this channel because it's a genre I really like. I love the I love the concept of technology outpacing morality, and it's something that I've always found absolutely fascinating. And that's really that's all that Cyberpunk is about, is how much of this new technology makes you lose your humanity. And CD Projekt Red, I have full trust in to make a fantastic game. I mean, they've already made arguably my favorite game of all time, Witcher 3, and arguably one of my favorite series of all time, the Witcher series. And I think they're really going to do Cyberpunk justice. It's a really cool system. Now, I've never played any of the Cyberpunk pen and paper games, because it started with Cyberpunk 2013, then Cyberpunk 2020 was when it got really big, but then Cyberpunk Red is one that's going to be coming out soon. And then obviously Cyberpunk 2077 comes out November 19th. I did something that I've never actually done. Now, I've been working for the past 10 plus years of my life. I've never taken time off for a game. I'm taking time off for this game. It comes out on November 19th, and I talked to my supervisor, and I was like, hey, I have the vacation hours set up. I've been excited for this for years. Is it cool with you if I take the time off? And he said that was absolutely fine with him. So he's like, so long as you have the time, you can take it off. So I have November 19th and November 20th off. So I'm going to be playing Cyberpunk that entire time. Like, my video, I guarantee on that day is going to be me telling you the stories of Cyberpunk, because I'm just so excited. I've followed the development for years now. Every single time they release a Night City Wire, CD Projekt Red's like they're kind of press teasers in a way of like showing some of the features in the game, and I'm just overwhelmingly excited. It's getting closer and closer and closer by the day. Now, this game has already been delayed a few times, but the game is officially gone gold, which means that the game is completed. Now they're just gonna do all sorts of like all of the pre-launch stuff, making sure everything is secure, making sure the servers are all good. But we have a game that's going to be coming out that's going to be fantastic. I'm so excited. So what CD Projekt Red has said they're going to do on this game is they're going to make it a little bit shorter than Witcher 3, which I like, because Witcher 3, I played one playthrough, would do the whole game and the DLCs, was just about 250, 300 hours, because there's just so much there, and the game is so good. But what CD Projekt Red is trying to do with Cyberpunk is they're trying to make it a little bit shorter, but bump up the replayability so much. And I can appreciate that. So I picked up Witcher 3 on the Switch a while ago, and I can definitely tell like my second playthrough it's not that much different than the first playthrough, and I love it. It's a fantastic story, and I'm loving playing it. But I'm not hooked the same way I was the first time because it doesn't have the same replayability. Now the fact that I paid like $20 on that game and put 300 hours on it is fantastic, and I think I finished Witcher 3 for the first time 4 years ago, and I still talk about it all the time because it was such a powerful experience. And I'm getting really excited for Cyberpunk 2077 because I think it's going to be just as powerful of an experience. I trust CD Projekt Red with my money for a game that's going to be good, fascinating, with a wonderful story and good gameplay, because they've never disappointed. Their worst game would be Witcher 1, and it was using the story was great. The gameplay was a little rough, but that's just because it was using an engine that they were not used to. And there's a part of Witcher 1 that gets really, really tough with some really crazy difficulty spikes, which was why it took me a long time to beat it, because there's just one area in the game that takes forever. It's tedious, it's annoying, but everything else has been wonderful. And ever since... Now, Witcher 1 was their first game, and it still is considered a classic. Witcher 2 was way better, and then Witcher 3 is one of the greatest games I've ever played in my life. And CD Projekt Red has already said they're taking a lot that they learned during the Witcher series for Cyberpunk, and I think we're in for a really great experience and just a fantastic game that, I mean, I've been hyped for it for years, but the hype's getting closer and closer because the game comes out in a little under a month. And I can't wait. So Tony, my question for you is, are you going to watch any Let's Players do Cyberpunk 2077? Tony, I'll see you on Monday. Later, bro.